Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers. This morning I'm looking at a book in a series of titles from Routledge. They are in the form of a modern textbook, if you like, and they're known as the Unlocking the Law series of textbooks, which Routledge produced together with a companion website. Now, what I'm going to do in this short presentation is explain what the book contains and how you use it, because the teaching objectives today have changed a little bit. The learning outcomes are different as well, because you've got within the companion website some very useful additional tools to use in addition to the actual textbook itself. What I'm looking at this morning is the Unlocking European Union Law textbook. It's been written by Tony Storey and Chris Turner, and it's now in a 4th edition. This is the book here. It's quite a heavy book actually, because it's glossy. That's the front, there's the spine, and then there's the back. You can see the companion website logo there, which indicates that is available to you. The text runs, the actual book runs to 525 odd pages. There's the index at the back, and then the body copy is actually here. You can see, just opening it anywhere, you've got here in fact key facts set out very nicely, and then you've got paragraph numbering, which you can see at the sides, which is always very useful to try to find things quite quickly, and then various judgments. This is concerning articles from the EU, Article 36. Let's go forward a bit. There's again more key facts there, and you've got cases which are also listed. Then if we go to the front, the political and legal institutions of the EU set out there. You've got the aims and objectives of the chapter set out quite nicely right at the beginning, and then you've got, as I say, the paragraph numbering, and then you run through from there, and you've got bullet points as well which assist. Now, right at the front of the book you've got the main front page, which is there. Then you've got the contents list. Now, there are a number of things to look at here, because it's quite important to know how to use this book. The contents obviously are quite detailed, as you can see. They run through all the various chapter headings, the topic headings. You can see all of them as I run through, and as I said, it's quite a long book, and it's a heavy book too. And then you get to the final part of the chapters, and in fact there are 19 topic areas, ending with the wider influence of the European Union. So that's the social influence. Then you have the guide to the book. This is how the book is set out as a textbook. It's very useful for distance learning, I think. You've got on the back of that some additional stuff concerning quotations, activities. There's a lot of self-testing that's available. Then there are acknowledgements. Then there's a preface, which is well worth reading, which sets out what Tony Storey and Chris Turner are trying to achieve here. A list of figures are there. Then the cases. Then you'll have all of the case law itself from the EU, which is there. Then table of treaties and articles, which is here. Then you've got table of equivalents. That's for other countries. Then we lead in straight away to the main text, and there's the origins, the start-off bit for the EU. And as I say, you have the key objectives and aims set out. Now, my wife Elizabeth and I have written a review of this work. We had a chat about it to decide what to say, and we've given it the title, An Entirely New and Groundbreaking Style of Undergraduate Law Textbook for European Union Law Using Interactive Materials. And that's what you've now got with the companion website. There is a list of instructions as to how to get onto the website, and once you're there you will see what you're able to do, and there are some short notes in the book itself about the website. This is what we say anyway about the book. As Tony Storey and Chris Turner say in the 4th edition of this excellent Unlocking the Law series from Routledge, many feel nervous about studying the law of the European Union, and because of the way that it is sometimes presented, may also feel that it's hard to study. This book will alleviate such fears, and it's important to gain a good understanding of this area of law because so many other areas of law are dependent upon it. Now, in addition to that, it is effectively compulsory now to have some grounding in European Union law. So therefore, this book is a very useful primer. When I did my exams, we didn't actually have something like European Union law. It was the law of the European Community, but it wasn't anything like the detail that we now have. So it's quite a formidable task. What the authors have set out to do then in this exciting and developing area of law is an excellent textbook with a formidable but easy to read explanation of the difficult and complex subject of European Union law, which is produced in understandable terms, what can be hard for many to study and teach, although of course it may look superficially quite easy. It's therefore very relevant to everyday life, as the two authors readily acknowledge. Now, as with all Routledge textbooks, this particular title is probably the best on the market as an introduction to the way in which EU law operates in England and Wales, and the self-testing which you've got, the activities and the bit of the repetition, I think is very helpful to assist you with a measure of progress as you develop through the actual textbook itself and look at the various topic areas. We also consider that the book has a much wider potential readership for anybody interested in the development of this topical area. One of the main reasons why we like Routledge is because it's outstanding value both in terms of content and cost, and it explains the substantive legal issues in a readable manner because the authors are all legal experts. So for both tutors and learners, a decision on which textbook or revision book to use is always going to be difficult, but it's clear to us that these are some of the best on the market at the moment, and of course it's quite current. Many of their titles have these excellent links to the companion website, which is very helpful for the hard-pressed learner. I think the formats are also very useful for Routledge because they do tend to make it a lot easier on the eye, if you know what I mean. Very much now a mainstream formula that's being used for teaching legal text, and it eases the student into the methods of legal reasoning for those who are just beginning their legal studies. And the Unlocking series, which Routledge have produced, use a number of special features. Aims and objectives at the start of each chapter, key fact charts to consolidate knowledge, diagrams to aid learning, summaries to help check and understand an understanding of each chapter that you've just gone through, problem questions with guidance on answering. Certainly the self-testing is evident throughout, and there's a glossary of legal terminology. And so for reviewing the book, I think also we found the companion website to be an innovation. Therefore, do look at the features at the beginning of the book, which set out the guide to how to use the book, how in fact you get engaged with the subject matter. I think there's much food for thought throughout this excellent undergraduate primer on where we are and where we're going with European Union law in the 21st century. The book covers all the main topic areas on undergraduate and professional law syllabuses, and it provides a full understanding of each of the particular areas with supporting resources from a website which is the unlockingthelaw.co.uk. So you can have a look at that website as well, which will give you an indispensable foundation for understanding this subject. And the laws as stated at the 1st of October 2013, let me just have a quick look at it again, just to refresh your memory. That's what it looks like. Index at the back, as I've indicated. You've got fairly detailed information. Let's just have a look at something quite interesting. These are again articles from the European Union, a lot of key facts, a lot of words, problems of qualification and how the law actually was a few years ago. You've got a lot of new words with the European Union law. Free movement of workers, which is an incredibly important legal issue and a very big political topic. What you do have, by the way, at the end is you do have further reading. So at the end of each chapter there is a list of books and sites that you can have a look at to assist you further. The problem of enforceability with directives, that's another area. As I say, I'm very pleased with this book. It is heavy. It is a glossy, that's what I call a glossy, but I think both Tony Storey and Chris Turner have produced an excellent work here, and I commend it to you. I'm sure you will find it helpful, and I think people who've already done European Union law will also find this quite useful as an update. So thank you to all concerned. Bye-bye.